Please. All right. Here we go for video number four. Fourth attempt at this video. So if I repeat myself or I miss things or I sound crazy, it's because this is the fourth time I've tried to give you this information. The camera just turned itself off for some reason right in the midstream of filming this. So I am right outside our deck. There is Paraguay. That is not a background. Construction may start banging and clanging, and I may have to pause this and try a fifth time. So bear with me, folks. I am trying to get you a video. Um, so I've got some stuff coming up on streets. I did post this on Facebook. Part of it, we have some new stuff from there. And last night we were cooking, and I realized that all the stuff on the counter was all different than what we have. The way it's packaged, the size, the costs. We cannot figure out why pepper was so hard to find. We did find it, but it was not cheap at all. Not even close. I would say it was three to four times what it costs in the States for half the amount. Uh, but we bought a pack because we didn't have any. So also, what else did we find? Mustard was twice the money for half the money, and the biggest change of all, and this one is totally beyond me. A can of canned corn was half the size of the can in the States and twice the money. It was over $1. It was 60 cents when we left we were at Winco and we looked, and peas, beans, everything was 60 cents a can. Um, I'm not sure why that would be. This is an agricultural country, although it's known for meat, not vegetables. Maybe it's the canning process. Not sure. Maybe it goes out and comes back. But wow, that was a shocker. They don't even have green beans in a can. They have peas and corn. That's what you got. Frozen section, if you are a Costco shopper, it's if you cut the bag in half and doubled the price, that's what your frozen vegetables will cost you. It's crazy that vegetables are more than meat down here. Meat did take a rise, as I can tell. It's just I'm playing by memory, and since there's such a change in the value of the currencies, it's really hard to calculate exactly what every single item was. Another new experience was I met, okay, so on YouTube, this is non-monetized. This is just for friends, family, and whatnot for the most part. If it helps somebody somewhere in the world that stumbles across it and gets lucky enough to see it and it's useful for them, great. That's why I do focus not on stuff just for the family, in case you guys are noticing. Uh, it's to help other people figure this whole thing out. Um, we have 80 whole subscribers. Look out, Mr. Beast, here we come. Uh, I actually met a subscriber who happens to be in my expat group that came out and called me by name. And I'm like, how do you know me? And he goes, YouTube. I'm like, what? So I actually met a subscriber. I mean, what were the odds of that? Slim to none, I would say. But anyway, that was just, I don't know, kind of shocker. Hopefully what I have, he watched. So hopefully he learned something. And we will be doing video. I will be trying to do another video on communications, specifically uh, hidden costs, things you won't have in your budget, and what we budgeted and how that worked. Things along those lines that will be coming up for those people that are trying to get down here as well. We're kind of in the middle right now. This trip was to cover last time and make sure we weren't just in a honeymoon phase, and then we go down here permanent and we bet the farm on it. Uh, and then oops, right? So this trip has been entirely different than the last trip. We last time the kind of the mood was everywhere we went there was kick-ass stuff I haven't heard from the 80s rock section, 70s, 80s, 90s rock, and it was all awesome. I mean, everywhere at the grocery store had it, the Uber drivers had it, the bars had everywhere you went. This trip, it's almost zero. And I don't know if they're playing some hip hop, not hip hop. I don't even know what to call it, dance stuff. Um, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's not what it was. Changes the vibe for me anyway. Uh, we have we ate steakhouse and steak almost every single day when we were there last time. This time I've only had one order of plate where I spent 130,000 Guarani to try to have they had a special of beef ribs. First bad meal I've ever had in Paraguay. That was Paraguayan food. I have one other time there. It was an American chain that completely, yeah, did, yeah, it was bad. Um, but it was as though they had freeze dried the ribs, and ribs don't have a lot of meat on them anyway, right? And then all the thing they did to reconstitute it was put a very thin layer of barbecue sauce on it. I mean, it was just dry. Like literally, I could take my spoon and tap on it, and flakes would come off of it on the edge. What happened to juicy barbecue ribs? Um, yeah, that never happened before. And I'm kind of shocked that it was as bad as it was. On top of that, we sat down. They immediately gave us our bread and drinks and menus, and then we started looking. And they walked off and never came back. We got there before the rush, and the whole restaurant was full. They all got their orders taken. They all got their food, and half of them have eaten it before we even chased somebody down to say, "Hey, can we order?" So that is not normal for Paraguay. So that was kind of weird. Other strangeness, other strangeness to the good side. We found a neighborhood we walked through. It was absolutely spectacular. We filmed it, so you'll see the sidewalks. That was part of what I was saying is the variation of things and the type of houses you see down here. Crazy, crazy awesome. Um, Paraguay is full of surprises in both directions every day. It's not normal. So where are we at with this now? America is back in the lead slightly. But even with that said, I think the wife and I have always been of an opinion that we would finish the permanent residency no matter what happened, um, just because it was always a plan B. I mean, that was its purpose. The purpose is for it to sit in the background and and be a safety net for us. So I would say it's 52% US and 48% Paraguayan right now, largely in part due to two factors: the exchange rate, which can vary and swing back the other direction and pull it all back. And two, I have three parents, one aunt. God, there's so many of them. First, it started with I lost an uncle, I lost a father in law, and I lost a friend from high school. So those three have passed. My mom, my dad, and my stepmom are all in assisted living now. One is in hospice, one is in memory care, and one is in uh, what do you call it? Assisted living. And I'm the executor to one of the estates. And no matter who it is, if somebody does pass, I'm probably going to have to go back to the states. So and I don't know for how long. How long? If it is the one that I'm the executor for, that's going to take a while. It doesn't happen overnight. So that would be a big disruption right at the time that estimated right about the time that we need to be here for our permanent residency. So that's going to be a challenge coming up. So those two things are kind of what's leading the thing. I just tried to schedule a meeting with a guy for real estate. If an estate amount comes through, we have no idea what that amount looks like, what order it comes in, and so on. But if we were to get an inheritance, that would put us in a situation where we have more money with it. We have to invest in a manner that would push us more down here to Paraguay, because the ideal scenario for us is that we would own a home in the US and one in Paraguay. We would rent whichever one we weren't in, and we could choose between the two, because that's what they call it, a jurisdictional investment, where your money's in another country that the primary one you have doesn't control. It's separate. So if one goes down, the other one should still be afloat. It's a financial diversification thing. So you stick some money in a bank down here, you stick some money in, you buy a house, and you come and live. So why is that a challenge? um, that sounds easy, right? You should be able to go up and do that in the States. In Paraguay, uh, buying a home There's so many things to go over that. That should be its own video, but the gist of it is if you buy a house and you don't live in the city, which we would ideally not, the goal is primarily for quiet, a yard, a garden, and just slower pace. Well, that's a challenge outside because if you don't speak Spanish, you don't know your neighbors, and it is literally they don't put signs on things. There can be a you could be living literally next door to their hardware store and not know it because there's no sign on the house that says hardware store. So you have to know people. You have to have connections. You have to be able to communicate. You may not have Wi-Fi everywhere. You may not have cell service everywhere, so the translator doesn't work. So there's lots of challenges. There's also requirements for electricity. You got to figure out who that is. You've got to have proof of income, a cedula, a permanent residency to get all those things and to deal with all that stuff. There's a lot of challenges to just owning a home down here that you don't have in the U.S. So that's the biggest challenge. And then the two is who's managing it, and where are you living, and for how long, and then how do you rent it? There's a lot of stuff. So it is still fairly cheap down. You can buy a decent half of a duplex or something for, I don't know, under 100,000 to 150,000 if you want something a little more deluxe, maybe 2 or 3 bedroom, decent lot, fancier stuff, so on and so forth. It's still really cheap relative to the U.S. Prices will be falling in the U.S. So if the U.S. housing, when I shouldn't say if, when it gets cut in half, and it will. So if you're listening to this, just know at the time of this recording, it is going to get cut in half or more. Uh, the interest rates are going to go up. It doesn't matter whether the Fed cuts the rates or not. If you look at '08's history and the charts and everything, it's going to be hard to get a loan for someone at half price. You're going to be upside down. You're going to take a hit, yada, yada, yada. I know I'm preaching to the choir here for some of you, and others of you are completely clueless as to what's about to happen. So that's our thought process. Couple of videos coming up. Since this is the fourth time now I've recorded this, I don't think I've told you that yet, so I'm going to say it again. Some sidewalk videos, some food videos, and so on. So, uh, hola from Paraguay. We have a couple more videos I've already got planned out, kind of working it through my head, but we're going to go to the gym. We're going to go get some breakfast and then go roam around for a little bit. Ciao. All right, so we got some interesting architecture on the street, so we thought we'd do a little filming. We flip everybody around here. Look at this. This is very interesting. Very nice. Wow, stained glass work. Look at that. That's nice. Like, look at the big yard in there. That is beautiful. So, very different street. Every street in Paraguay seems to be different in its own way. See the sidewalk video? If you look at this, here's some of the crazy nice stuff they do right up here. And I always wondered, what are the black baskets for on the post? That's actually your garbage system. This house is still going. Oh, and then over here, a whole nother, what the heck? Is that our way? All right, this is where we're going apparently. Hold on just a second, bit. So, just give you a little bit more of a zoom down the street.
These are beautiful homes.
These are nice. And then you've got, towers everywhere, sticking up, cranes. Home. Yeah, this is very, very likely someone's home. But I mean, it looks as long as you can see how far the light keeps going. It's possible it's a church.
I don't think so.
And then across the street.
Oh, look at the garage. Look at the garage.
Oh, yeah. And then more sidewalk fun. So,
Look at this tree.
yeah. The wire's going right through the tree. I don't know if you can see that well. But
That's crazy.
yeah, they love their trees in Paraguay. Big garage, big. I mean, that thing is just huge. I mean, we're living in a 7,000 square foot house at the moment, and I'm pretty sure that might be bigger because it's deep. Oh, here's a tree too. Try not to look, Peter. And you know, Peter, who I'm talking about. This is your trigger warning for the wiring. Look at that, whole nother architecture, color, style. Cool. And there's where we're walking to, all the way over to Veno. The tower on the left is where we're in front of. Beautiful.
Nice sidewalk.
Yeah. Now here's the other. Yeah, the sidewalk.
Something you can appreciate.
They're just. I mean, you can have anything. This is gorgeous. Yes. Another house. Oh. There's information per favor. This might be government of some kind. Excellent. All right. Here we are in Paraguay. And what I'm going to film is just a taste to show you what the variety of sidewalk action that you can find happens in Paraguay. So let's switch you around. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me. The traffic is loud. And when I flip the thing, the voice doesn't always pick up as well. So here we go. So there's a nice clean sidewalk. Okay. As we go over here, another nice building, nice landscaping. And then we come down here. I'm watching, honey. Here's your, that's your old one. Here's your wiring especial. So then you've got these things you got to watch out for. You can see that there's a wire hanging down. A couple of trip items to fall over or something. I'm not even sure why those would be there. This the sewage here is not all that great. There is a slight odor from the sewage. Right over here you got, parking lot basically. You can see the randomness to all of this. Some areas are absolutely stunning and custom built, and other areas they're just hazards. So this is one of the things in Paraguay that could be most improved on, in my opinion, is just the walkability. You have to be looking down the whole time. If you're not, you're going to fall in something, trip over something, or break your ankle or something. So this is back to nice. Grates are nice. It's nice and smooth. And then we got the computer store on Sunday. And then down here is the most interesting, I think. As you're walking along, you see these concrete covers that are coming up here. That's the sewer. You're walking on top of it. And not all of these, you can almost see underneath there, but the lids aren't always on all the way, right? Then there's these things that spike you. There's a whole bunch of them. They're all over the place. Got more broken up stuff. So we just turned the corner. This is right next to Del Sol. That is Del Sol right there. One of the main shopping centers. Turn it off here for a second and we'll catch up. You can see all kinds of, it's all different. Up, down. Some of the sidewalks are 18 inches high. Some of them are 2 inches high. You never know what you need to step up or down on. So anyway, just wanted to give a feel of a sidewalk variations here, because that is something to watch for if you're coming here, or any third world country probably. See how nice this one is? These are the cobblestone streets that they have here. Man, those are fucking kidney belt all day long. Just beat you up. But then you hit this and it's perfect. Look at that. It's beautiful. And here we are on Tuesdays at Shopping Mariscal, where the farmers market is every Tuesday. They shut down the garage. Goes on all the way over. Take you for a little walk-see. We're not the only ones filming, apparently. Oh, you never know what you're gonna find. Yes?
Get some mangoes.
All the greens. Over here, if you walk inside there, there's a mall. Big 3-story thing. There's a park across the street. We'll take you to it in a little bit. All right. Here we are in Paraguay. And what I'm going to film is just a taste to show you what the variety of sidewalk action that you can find happens in Paraguay. So let's switch you around. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me. The traffic is loud, and when I flip the thing, the voice doesn't always pick up as well. So here we go. So there's a nice clean sidewalk. Okay. As we go over here, another nice building, nice landscaping, and then we come down here. I'm watching, honey. Here's your that's your old one. Here's your wiring especial. So then you've got these things you got to watch out for. You can see that there's a wire hanging down. A couple of trip items to fall over or something. I'm not even sure why those would be there. This the sewage here is not all that great. There is a slight odor from the sewage. Right over here you got, parking lot, basically. You can see the randomness to all of this. Some areas are absolutely stunning and custom built, and other areas they're just hazards. So this is one of the things in Paraguay that could be most improved on, in my opinion, is just the walkability. You have to be looking down the whole time. If you're not, you're going to fall in something, trip over something, or break your ankle or something. So, this is back to nice. Grates are nice. It's nice and smooth. And then we got the computer store on Sunday. And then down here is the most interesting, I think. As you're walking along, you see these concrete covers that are coming up here. That's the sewer. You're walking on top of it. And not all of these, you can almost see underneath there, but the lids aren't always on all the way, right? Then there's these things to spike you. There's a whole bunch of them. They're all over the place. Got more broken up stuff. So we just turned the corner. This is right next to Del Sol. That is Del Sol right there. One of the main shopping centers. Turn it off here for a second and we'll catch up. You can see all kinds of, it's all different. Up, down. Some of the sidewalks are 18 inches high. Some of them are 2 inches high. You never know what you need to step up or down on. So anyway, just wanted to give a feel of a sidewalk variations here, because that is something to watch for if you're coming here, or any third world country probably. See how nice this one is? These are the cobblestone streets that they have here. Man, those are fucking kidney belt all day long. Just beat you up. But then you hit this and it's perfect. Look at that. It's beautiful. All right, so here's just a quick video. Mama and I are making some dinners. So, Paraguay version. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here we go.
For what?
Why can't I get that? All right, Paraguay version. Big as your head. Damn near free. Bread. Sliced bread, really thick and awesome, light bread. Potatoes, so black because they have soil on them, you can't even tell what you bought. You go over here, corn. Half the can for twice the price as the US. It's different, guys. Bagged mayonnaise, but no way to pour it or reseal it back up. Right? You have Paraguayan hamburger, so we're going to let you know about that one. Ketchup, it has the same package as the other stuff, but it has a way to pour it out. Mustard, twice as expensive and half the size as America. Even the paper towels should be up to here, right? Yeah, short. A stove burner. Never even seen one like this before. But we put it on high. You can cook almost all the way through on high, and it will probably take you a solid 5 minutes for it to warm up. What else? Is that
I don't
it?
know, but their avocados are awesome.
Their avocados are awesome. They are setting Mama on fire. The bidet was awesome. Let's see what else is in the fridge. Oh, Gouda cheese.
Oh wait, you just bypassed. What did you just say before? Well, let's see what's in the fridge.
Yeah.
The what was awesome?
Avocado?
Did you say the bidet?
Oh yeah, the bidet was awesome.
Okay, you should talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
You were so reluctant.
It needs a directional aiming thing, but back to the food here for just a moment. Again, no lid, no way to put it in anything. Almost impossible to find whole milk.
We found it. So this is whole milk.
I know, almost impossible. How many days did you look before you
They've
found it?
never had it.
Yep,
You
there.
can't
Like
buy
I said, hard to find. This is what we were using here. Get that. More avocados. Fill the whole drawer. Let's see. What else do we have looked into prescriptions and stuff. And
What about the blood work?
I'm getting there. Ivermectin, over the counter, no doctor, no prescription, $1 a pill, basically, something around there. We looked up Mama's medication just to see if they had it. They had it, over the counter, no doctor. Testosterone in pill and injection, no doctor, no prescription. My cousin told me it was $120 a month. I think I calculated it out at a year for $250 down here. And you just walk in. I'm going to get some blood work while I'm down here, just to get it started. So we're like, well, where is that? We got on Google. It's a block. Literally, it's around the corner. Pharmacy and blood test. Walk right in. How much is this? Here's your list. Here's your prices. What time do you open tomorrow? 6:30 in the morning. You can be here whenever. No appointment necessary. No doctor. No nothing. Just go in and pay your. What is that going to be, honey? Like $210 bucks for the. I mean, look at this. That is the whole. That's a long list of stuff, right? That in the States probably would have been 3 to 4 times. And you need a doctor, and then you need to go back to the doctor to see what the results are. They just email them to you. That's crazy, right? I mean, I don't know how most people don't have a unicorn to interpret for you, so I could get why you would want to go back to figure it out, but I don't think you could get them if you wanted them. So anyway, those are just some unique things and variations in Paraguay. Things that are, you have to find them, you have to figure them out. Most of it's good. Some of it's more expensive. Paraguay. And here we are on Tuesdays at Shopping Mariscal, where the farmer's market is every Tuesday. They shut down the garage. Goes on all the way over. Take you for a little walk-see. We're not the only ones filming, apparently. Oh, you never know what you're going to find. Yes?
Get some mangoes.
All the greens. Over here, if you walk inside there, there's a mall. Big 3-story thing. There's a park across the street we'll take you to in a little bit.